My beloved in Christ, have you ever felt like someone had complete control over your emotions? Like a single word, a careless action, or an unfair judgment could ignite a fire inside you. Why is it that some people can make us explode in anger while others seem unaffected by the same situations? Here's the truth. Anger is not something others give you. It's something you allow within yourself. If you stay with me till the end of this video, you'll discover the exact mindset shift that will make you untouchable. Imagine walking through life without ever being bothered, triggered, or controlled by anyone. That's what you'll gain if you absorb every word of this. Most people think anger is a reaction to the outside world, but in reality it's a mirror, a reflection of what's happening inside of you. What makes one person laugh might make another person furious. The same words, the same actions, different responses. Why? Because anger isn't about the world, it's about your mind. Think about it. If someone insults you in a language you don't understand, would you feel offended? No, you wouldn't react because their words hold no meaning to you. But the moment you understand, suddenly emotions rise. The words didn't change, your perception did. This proves that anger is not caused by others, it is triggered by your own mind's interpretation. Here's where most people lose control. They believe that their emotions are a direct response to how others treat them. They think, if they disrespect me, I must get angry. If they criticize me, I must react. But this mindset gives all your power away. It turns you into a puppet where anyone at any time can pull a string and make you dance in anger. Do you really want to be that person? Someone who can be controlled so easily, someone whose peace can be stolen by just a few words? No, you are more powerful than that. The first step to never being bothered by anyone is understanding this fundamental truth. Anger is never about them, it's about you. If someone's words trigger you, it means there is something inside you that is insecure, wounded, or seeking validation. The trigger is just exposing it. And this is good news, because once you understand this, you stop looking for external solutions and start working on internal mastery. Think of the most powerful people in history, the true leaders, the wise, the untouchable. Did they waste energy arguing with fools? Did they let small-minded people disturb their peace? No, they understood that the strongest person in the room is not the one who shouts the loudest, but the one who remains silent, unshaken, and in full control. Next time you feel anger rising, pause, ask yourself, am I about to give my power away? Because every time you react in anger, that's exactly what you're doing. You're saying, here, take my energy, take my peace, you now control me. And that is a weakness you can no longer afford. Instead, adopt the mindset of indifference to negativity, not ignorance, indifference. Because when you truly understand that no one has the power to affect your emotions unless you allow them to, you become untouchable. This is just the beginning. As we move forward in this video, you'll learn exactly why people trigger you, how to rewire your brain to stay calm, and the ultimate secret to emotional mastery. If you stay with me till the end, you will walk away with the ability to remain completely unbothered, no matter what life throws at you. If anger comes from within, why do certain people seem to bring it out of you more than others? Why do some words from some mouths have the power to shake you? It all comes down to one thing, your inner wounds. People don't create your anger, they expose it. The words that hurt you the most are the ones that touch an insecurity you haven't healed. Think about it. If someone called you a failure and deep inside you feared they might be right, their words would hit you like a knife. But if you were truly confident in yourself, you wouldn't even flinch. You wouldn't need to defend, prove, or explain. Their words would be meaningless. This is how anger works. The stronger your self-belief, the harder it is for anyone to shake you. The weaker your self-belief, the easier it is for people to control your emotion. Most people spend their lives blaming others for how they feel. They say, they disrespected me, they made me angry. But the truth is, no one can make you feel anything unless you allow it. When someone's words trigger you, they are not revealing their power, they are revealing your weakness. And this is where you have a choice. You can continue reacting, giving others control over your emotions, or you can see every trigger as a lesson, an opportunity to strengthen yourself from the inside out. Because once you remove the insecurity, the insult loses its power. Once you heal the wound, nothing can cut you. Imagine that freedom, walking through life untouchable, because nothing anyone says or does can shake your self-worth. That power is within you. It has always been. And the moment you decide to own it, no one will ever be able to trigger you again. Most people live under a dangerous illusion. They believe that their emotions are controlled by others. They think if someone is rude, I have to be offended. If someone disrespects me, I must react. But this is a lie. No one has the power to make you feel anything unless you give it to them. Imagine someone tries to hand you a heavy rock and tells you to carry it. You have two choices: take it and struggle under its weight, or refuse to pick it up. This is exactly how words and negativity work. You are never forced to accept them. You only suffer when you choose to hold on to them. The world has convinced you that your emotions are a reaction to what happens around you, but the truth is, they are a reflection of what happens inside you. Two people can experience the same situation, yet respond completely differently. One gets angry, the other remains calm. One feels insulted, the other doesn't care. The event is the same, but the interpretation is different. This proves one thing: it was never about the event. It was always about the mind perceiving it. The moment you accept this, you take back your power. You stop being a puppet pulled by every insult, every rude comment, and every frustrating situation. You become the master of your emotions, no longer reacting to the world, but choosing how to respond. True strength is not in overpowering others. It is in being unshaken by them. The greatest power is not controlling people, it is controlling yourself. When you no longer allow others to dictate your emotions, you become truly free, and that is a power no one can take from you. Anger feels powerful in the moment. It feels like control. But in reality, anger is the fastest way to lose control. Think about the last time you got angry. Did it make you stronger, or did it make you impulsive, reckless, and weak? Most people believe that reacting in anger makes them dominant. They think raising their voice, lashing out, or proving a point gives them control. But in reality, the opposite is true. The moment you get angry, you lose. Because anger is not power, it is manipulation by others, by your emotions, by your own mind. When you react in anger, you are no longer thinking, you are being controlled. Controlled by your emotions, controlled by the person who provoked you, controlled by a mind that is now running on impulse instead of intelligence. Look at the strongest, most respected people in history. Were they the ones who exploded in rage at every insult? Or were they the ones who stayed calm, composed, and in control no matter the situation? Weak people react, strong people respond. And here's what most never understand. Anger drains you, but silence strengthens you. Every time you allow someone to pull you into their negativity, you waste your energy on something that doesn't deserve it. When you get angry, you feed the very thing you hate. When you stay calm, you starve it. This is why those who master their emotions always win, because they don't waste time fighting battles that don't matter. They don't let small people steal their peace. They don't allow their mind to be ruled by temporary emotions. So the next time you feel anger rising, ask yourself, am I about to give my power away? because the one who stays calm always holds the real power. True strength is not measured by how loud you can shout, how aggressively you can respond, or how quickly you can prove someone wrong. True strength is the ability to stay calm when the world expects you to break. Imagine two people in an argument. One is yelling, losing control, their face red with anger. The other is standing still, completely unfazed, watching with calm, steady eyes. Who has the real power? It's always the one who remains in control. Because the moment you allow someone to trigger your emotions, you hand them control over you. You become predictable, easy to manipulate, and easy to weaken. But when you master your emotions, you become untouchable. No insult can break you, no situation can shake you, no person can pull you into their storm. And here's something few people realize. Emotional mastery is a skill. It is not something you are born with. It is something you build like a muscle. Every time you choose calm over anger, silence over reaction, patience over frustration, you grow stronger. This is why the most powerful people in the world do not react emotionally. They understand a fundamental truth. The person who can control their emotions can control any situation. So how do you develop this level of control? Start with one simple rule. Pause before you react. Because in that small pause, you reclaim your power. You stop being a puppet of emotions and start being the master of them. You train your mind to stay above the chaos rather than drown in it. And over time, something incredible happens. You stop getting angry at things that used to control you. You stop feeling bothered by the negativity of others. You become a force of stability in a world full of emotional chaos. That is the power of emotional mastery. And once you have it, nothing and no one can ever control you again. There is a split second between something happening and your mind deciding how to respond. That tiny moment is the difference between power and weakness, between control and chaos. Most people react instantly, emotionally, without thinking. But the strongest individuals don't react, they respond. What's the difference? A reaction is impulsive, it's driven by emotions without logic or control. It's the angry words you regret, the quick decisions that backfire, the moments where emotions overpower wisdom. A reaction makes you weak because it is not a choice, it is a loss of control. A response is calculated, it's a moment of pause, a deep breath before speaking, a decision made from clarity instead of impulse. A response makes you strong because it means you are in control, not your emotions, not other people, not the situation. Think about it. If someone insults you and you instantly react, who is really in control? They are. They pull the strings and you dance. But if you pause, if you think, if you respond with calmness, you take their power away. You show that you are above them. This is why the most powerful people in the world are never quick to react. That anger can be used against them, and that those who act without thinking are the easiest to defeat. So the next time someone tries to trigger you, remember this: the pause is your weapon. That small moment before you act is the space where you decide who is in control, you or them. Master that pause and you master your emotions. Master your emotions and you master your life. Most of the anger you feel in life comes from one simple mistake: taking things personally. When someone insults you, criticizes you, or treats you badly, your mind instantly asks, why are they doing this to me? But the truth is, it's not about you at all. It's about them. Hurt people hurt others. Insecure people belittle others. Angry people spread anger. What someone says or does to you is a reflection of their own inner world, not your worth. If a person is filled with bitterness, they will project bitterness. If a person is full of pain, they will share pain. But none of that belongs to you unless you choose to carry it. The moment you stop taking things personally, you free yourself from unnecessary suffering. You realize that most people's actions have nothing to do with you. They are simply acting out their own inner battles. A person who insults you is not revealing who you are, they are revealing who they are. When you understand this, you stop reacting. You stop giving away your peace to people who are still trying to find their own. Instead of anger, feel compassion. Instead of reacting, observe. Instead of letting their negativity become your energy, stay above it. Imagine how powerful you become when nothing offends you, because you know that every insult, every criticism is just a window into someone else's pain. The strongest people in life are not those who fight every battle. They are the ones who understand that most battles are not even worth fighting. They rise above, not because they are weak, but because they know their true strength is in not letting the darkness of others steal their own light. People who trigger you are not always doing it by accident. Some do it on purpose. They push your buttons because they want a reaction. They test your limits because they enjoy seeing you lose control. And every time you react, you reward them. Think about this. If someone knows exactly what words, actions, or behaviors will make you angry, they own you. They can manipulate you whenever they want. They can ruin your mood with a few words. That is not power, that is weakness. But what happens when you stop reacting? When their insults, their games, their attempts to provoke you are met with complete indifference, they lose. They become powerless, because a person who cannot be triggered is a person who cannot be controlled. The secret to detaching from emotional hooks is simple. Do not take the bait. When someone tries to pull you into their storm, stay calm. When they push for a reaction, give them nothing. When they expect you to break, remain unshaken. This does not mean you allow disrespect. It means you refuse to waste your energy on battles that do not deserve your attention. Your peace is too valuable to give away to small-minded people. Your energy is too powerful to be drained by those who thrive on negativity. The strongest move you can make is to walk away, not in weakness, but in absolute power, because nothing frustrates those who seek to control you more than your refusal to play their game. When you stop reacting, you start winning. Most people believe that power is in words, in shouting and proving a point. But true power is in silence, the kind of silence that speaks louder than any argument, that leaves people questioning their own actions. Weak people try to dominate with noise. Strong people dominate with presence. When you master silence, you control the room without saying a word. Think about this. When someone insults you and you don't respond, what happens? Their words lose power. Their attempt to provoke you fails. They expect a reaction, but you give them nothing. That nothing is what destroys them. Silence is not weakness. It is a sign of complete emotional control. When you remain silent in the face of negativity, you send a clear message: I am untouchable. You do not deserve my energy. This is why the wisest and most powerful people in history were never the ones who shouted the loudest. They were the ones who spoke only when necessary, and when they did, their words carried weight. Your emotions are like fuel. The more you give, the more you feed the fire, but when you withhold your energy, the fire dies. So next time someone tries to provoke you, resist the urge to react. Stay still, stay silent. Watch how quickly their power disappears. Because when words no longer control you, you control everything. Every difficult person, every insult, every frustrating situation. It's all a test. A test of your patience, your self-control, your ability to rise above. Most people fail this test without even realizing it. They react, they argue, they get pulled into the negativity. But those who understand the game see it differently. They know that every challenge is an opportunity to prove their strength. The next time someone tries to trigger you, don't see it as an attack. See it as a challenge. a chance to show yourself that you are no longer controlled by emotions, by ego, or by the need to defend yourself against meaningless words. Because in the end, it's never about them, it's about you, your growth, your discipline, your ability to stay in control no matter what. If you take this mindset, nothing can bother you anymore. Insults become opportunities, rudeness becomes training, frustrating people become your best teachers, because they give you a chance to strengthen the one thing no one can take from you, your inner peace. The strongest people in the world don't avoid challenges, they embrace them. They see negativity not as a problem but as a tool that sharpens their ability to stay unshaken. So the next time someone tries to pull you into their drama, pause, take a breath and remind yourself, this is my test and I refuse to fail. Most conflicts don't come from what is said. They come from the need to be right, the need to prove a point, the need to make the other person see things your way. But here's the truth, winning an argument rarely changes anything. You may prove your point, but at what cost? You waste your time, your energy, and your peace over something that in the grand scheme of life doesn't matter. The need to be right is a trap. It keeps you engaged in battles that lead nowhere. It keeps you emotionally invested in people and situations that are not worth your energy. Look at the truly powerful individuals in the world. Do they argue over petty things? Do they waste their breath trying to change the minds of people who are committed to misunderstanding them? No, they stay silent, they move forward, and they let their results speak for themselves. When you let go of the need to be right, you free yourself from endless, meaningless conflict. You no longer feel the urge to defend, to correct, to prove. Instead, you choose peace over ego, progress over arguments, and wisdom over pride. Because in the end, true intelligence is not in proving you are right. It is in knowing when the argument is not worth your time. Emotional detachment is not about being cold or uncaring. It is about protecting your peace, choosing where your energy goes, deciding what deserves your attention, and refusing to let negativity control you. Most people are slaves to their emotions. If someone is rude, they get offended. If someone disagrees, they feel attacked. If something doesn't go their way, they let frustration consume them. They react to everything. But emotional detachment is a higher level of living. It means you observe, but you don't absorb. You hear, but you don't take it personally. You see negativity, but you don't let it live inside you. Detachment does not mean indifference. It means control. It means choosing which emotions serve you and which ones don't. It means recognizing that not everything deserves a reaction. When you master this, you become untouchable. People can try to provoke you, but it won't work. Situations may not go as planned, but you won't panic. The world may be chaotic, but inside you remain calm, steady, and in control. This is not an overnight change, it is a daily practice. But the more you detach from emotional reactions, the more power you gain. Because the strongest person in any room is not the loudest, it is the one who cannot be shaken. One of the biggest reasons people get angry or bothered is because they care too much about what others think. They seek approval, validation, and acceptance. And when they don't get it, they feel hurt, insulted, or disrespected. But here's the truth. Other people's opinions are not your responsibility. They are not facts. They are not rules. They are simply projections of their own minds. Think about this. The same person who admires you today could criticize you tomorrow. The same crowd that cheers for you now could turn against you later. If your peace is tied to what others think, you will always be at their mercy. But when you stop caring about opinions that don't matter, you become free. Free from needing approval, free from fearing judgment, free from reacting to every little comment or criticism. This does not mean you ignore wisdom or constructive feedback. It means you stop seeking validation from those who don't even understand your path. You stop explaining yourself to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. You stop adjusting your actions to please those who will never be satisfied. Because in the end, the only opinion that truly matters is the one you have about yourself. And when you master this mindset, no one can ever make you feel small again. The world is filled with chaos, loud opinions, unnecessary drama, and constant negativity. If you let it, it will pull you in. It will distract you, drain you, and control your emotions. But here's the secret. You don't have to participate. You don't have to argue. You don't have to react. You don't have to allow the outside world to dictate how you feel. Inside, you have a choice. Most people let their emotions be controlled by external events. If someone is rude, they get angry. If things don't go their way, they get frustrated. They live as victims of circumstances instead of masters of their own minds. But the strongest people protect their peace like it is their greatest asset, because it is. They don't allow small situations to ruin their day. They don't waste energy on people who thrive on negativity. They don't react to every opinion, every insult, and every challenge that comes their way. They understand that true peace is not found in controlling the outside world. It is found in mastering the inner world. So ask yourself, who is really in control of your emotions? The world or you? Because once you decide that your peace is worth more than temporary emotions, no one can ever take it from you again.